So I've recently gotten in a rut of watching these newer animes where I feel like all I'm watching is new versions of isekais. And looking at my queue on Crunchyroll, I definitely say that's definitely true. Watching these newer anime, I just starting to feel like I'm getting into a rut. So recently I decided that I'm gonna try and watch some of the older anime. So the one I decided to rewatch was Neon Genesis Evangelion. Definitely one of the most popular anime of its time, and some would argue that it's one of the most popular anime of all time. Don't remember anything bad about it. I don't remember anything too much about it because I was pretty young when I first started watching. Probably way too young from what its recommended age level. Instead of just watching the cool robots, I'd actually be able to understand what's happening in the story and catch all the details that would have gone over my head as a kid. And 2 episodes away from finishing the season. I haven't watched the movies, so I can't give my opinion on those just yet, but I definitely say it's still a good watch. Even though it's an anime that was made and released in 1995, it's a 25-year-old anime, it still holds up really good. The art style is definitely reminiscent of the 90s. The production is still very good. But from what I remember and from what I'm watching right now, I'd say it's not too far off. The story is still pretty much what I remember. Humanity fighting against angels in the fight for survival, political corruption, and political interests that I wouldn't have gotten as a kid. But I was just like, man. One scene was Shinji is basically the son of the commander of this operation and is brought in to pilot the Ava. And he's a pretty timid kid where he just wants to please everyone. Basically, he's this way for majority of the show. There's actually a scene where he grows a backbone. And that's when I'm gonna put a little spoiler ahead. There's a new Ava that comes out and needs to be test run before operations, but during the test run it loses control. So Shinji and the other pilots are sent to go and stop the Ava and basically target it and destroy it as if it was an angel. He has this internal struggle where he doesn't want to stop and destroy the unit because he knows there's a pilot in there, which is understandable, you know. So he tries to opt for a different way where he can stop the Avas. But his commander and everyone else is like, no, just stop it, you need to destroy it. He refuses, and then he gets cut off from control, and basically his Ava goes on autopilot, destroying the other Ava. And he loses his shit, and he decides that he's never going to pilot the Ava again. He tells his father off. That was the first time where I was like, that's how you do it. And he's about to leave. But you know, it's gotta happen. There's another angel that comes out and 2 pilots have to go and fight without him. And he watches basically as they begin to fail. And he runs back literally in the same day. And he goes to his father and it's like, Dad, I need to pilot the Ava. I'm like, whatever, Shinji, dude. But another scene was when Rei and Asuka was in an elevator after a fight, and literally the scene went on for like, I don't even know, 30 seconds, a minute. Literally just them being quiet. And I get it. It's like, you know, you want to show that there's tension. And one last thing, as a person who watched a lot of anime, you know there's a lot of anime, even if it's not ecchi or harems, you know, there's always a chance that there's gonna be some skimpy, sketchy, not safe for work, or, you know, just some risky stuff. There's a scene at the end of the episode where Misato and what is his name? Hold on, I gotta look up his name. Nagi? Literally just watched the show and I can't even remember characters' names. That's how bad I am. I watch anime all the time. It's just like it just goes so fast. I just can't even remember characters' names anymore. Yeah. Oh yeah. So his name is Kaji. So Misato and Kaji are having a scene where they're basically having sex. Like, it's implied. Like, it's an off-screen, you don't see anything, but watching anime and seeing it visually being risky is one thing. And as a kid, I wouldn't have thought of anything. I'm just like, this is just a weird scene, they're off. But as an adult, I'm just like, man, my parents were not watching what I was watching. I'm pretty sure at that point they would have been questioning what I was watching. Can we just talk about the characters of Neon Genesis for a second? Because kind of have this debate on the best wife character. You either got Asuka or you got Rei. And I feel a lot of people go for Asuka. When I was a kid, I was a Rei person. And as an adult, I still see myself pulling characters that more are Rei types, you know, the kudere, the silent kind of types, the characters that don't really show emotions, but when they do, it just warms your heart. Yeah, so I was just curious to see how I would react, because I feel like a lot of people like Asuka more than Rei. I rewatched it, and sorry to say this to all the Asuka fans, I still can't see why anyone would choose Asuka. She's just horrible. Like, like her character, her personality is just, she's very mean, she's very self-absorbent, and some people are gonna fight me and be like, that's part of her character, like, you know, didn't you see her backstory? And I'll be like, yes I did. I'm like, that still doesn't make her any more likable, and I couldn't get back on that. Like, a character visually, yes, she's appealing, but her personality wasn't the best, and I am definitely like not hating on the character type, the tsundere type. Like, there's definitely tsunderes out there that are just gotta protect. But yeah, that's just my opinion. I might start watching another old series. I was thinking of rewatching Full Metal Alchemist. I've watched the original and I watched part of Brotherhood, but I never really finished watching Brotherhood. I thought the story was kind of good on how it ended. It was not perfect, but it was okay from what I watched when I was younger.
But that's it for now, so thank you for watching, and I hope you stay tuned in for the next video.